The government says it was not simply a question of waiting for the leases of the commercial properties on the ground floor of the Parliament building to expire and taking over the properties, as the opposition, it says, simplistically suggested. The tenants would continue to be protected and their property interest would carry on unless the lease was formally terminated. Even then, the government says, it would have been obliged to have offered a renewal on the same terms and conditions unless there are specific grounds for refusal. It says that in the case of the properties in question, there were no grounds to object to a renewal, and therefore the advice to the government was that the best option was to negotiate an amicable surrender of the leasehold interest, subject to the payment of a premium. The government claims the leader of the opposition knows all this, but has preferred instead to proceed on the basis of half-truths and innuendo. It says it's worth noting that when he was a minister, Keith Asopardi himself negotiated the surrender of another part of the same area to allow the refurbishment of the piazza, but seems to have wanted to forget his role in creating the leaseholds the government has now bought out. The Chief Minister says the transaction is an investment in the future of Gibraltar's democracy. He says the government took the opportunity to effect this purchase when it came up, and had it not done so, might have found it impossible to further develop the infrastructure of the Parliament building. He says the transaction does not just stand up to scrutiny, but was the right decision executed at the right price and on the basis of independent advice. Fabian Picardo says he now looks forward to consulting with the official opposition and Marlene Hassan Naon on how best to carry out the refurbishment of Parliament.